So I just don't want to. I'm scared if I try to get some of the dirt out, like just brush it out, it might get in the motor because Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to Lil Clay Clay's Vacuums, Fans, and Machines. And reviews. So this is something else that I'm going to be doing. As you can tell by my voice and the title, it's going to be kind of like one of those vacuum ASMR videos slash mess test. And you might see a few of the titles that once said not ASMR. That was because I used to not... I'm kind of a guy who just thinks that something is weird because everyone else thinks it's weird, if that makes sense. And I know, but to be honest, I kind of did like ASMR, and I really thought the vacuum ASMR videos were really cool. But anyway, so this is going to be the first one, and the vacuum we're going to be using is my Dyson DC-25 Animal. I'm sure this thing has been itching to be used because I've been meaning to use it, but then other vacuum repairs started happening, and obviously when I fix vacuums, even if it's just a clog, I'll still repair it. Test them. So haven't had the chance to do it, so I figured this would make up for it. But anyway, this is my Dyson DC-25 Animal Ball, and this is actually the first ever Dyson vacuum cleaner like in my collection. Anyway, one thing I do love about this generation is the sound that it makes after they shut off. I always thought that was cool growing up. Anyway, so I'm gonna go ahead and get the stuff ready. Just let me go and see who's texting me and make sure it's nothing important. But this is gonna be, as you can tell by the title, this is the foodi edition. So we're gonna be using food. Expired food to be exact, and I'll be right back. Okay, so hopefully my camera battery doesn't die. It's on 90%, so it should be good. If not, I can just use my phone on my tablet. But anyway, as you can see, we got pretty big mess here. We got on the couches too. That's pretty much the first time this couch has ever actually been put to use, because I never sit on it because I don't like sitting on that one. That's why, in case one's curious why I know that one looks like it should be over there, I chose to put that one over there because that one I sit on. Anyway, got some expired oats mixed with some expired popcorn kernels and some stale chips. Those just were on the couch along with some of the couches, along with the expired oats and popcorn kernels, because there wasn't enough to put on the floor. My cat was literally in here watching like, what the heck is going on? But anyway, I don't know where she went. She's probably like, yeah, this is weird, I'm going somewhere else. Anyway, let's go ahead and get started. Oh. Except the bread's still funny. You know what? I was gonna do a different angle. We'll do it like this instead. That distance, I think myself. Yep, myself on throat. Okay, sorry. Hopefully that'll be the last time we have to stop. I'm just thinking of a way I kind of keep couldn't keep bending over, so I put it back in the extension one, and I had to take my tripod off because it's broke. So yeah, just bear with me, guys. So, oh, I got them cords moving everything around. Hope I don't get ants. Uh-oh. Still stuck. Uh-oh. I think it's just gonna stop up. Oh. Yep. Oh yeah. That's the power of a Dyson right there. Keep running into problems today. Anyway, sorry about that. The camera was recording sideways, but anyway, had to empty. So now empty bin's once again empty. So let's go and get back to vacuuming. Unfortunately, I'll probably have to replace this bin in the future because, as you can see, it's not pushing down, and that's because the little plastic thing that's right under here, you guys see, broke off when I was emptying the bin, which as you can see, the bin still is usable, so I'm not too worried about replacing it right now. It'll probably just be in the future. But anyway, so I can probably find another part because literally I just spent I went to look for a new switch for my DC-14 all floors, and literally there was a switch. It was an on-off switch, and literally it was only $5.83, and it was legit sold by Dyson, so that's pretty cool. But anyway, so let's get back to the video. Hopefully the hose doesn't mess up on me. I'll probably need to replace it too, but I'm not. Like I said, those are things that can wait. I try to focus on the stuff that can't wait as far as my vacuums go. I just spent a good amount of money on that switch and then a filter for one of my Dirt Devil vacuums. There we go. Second. back to the video. Oops. I'll turn it off and then take this off. It's a little hard to do while I'm recording. I just realized I didn't have the camera on. I'm so sorry, guys. But as you can see, we got some more stuff up. I apologize. Good thing I apologize. We just did around. Oh, come on now. We just did around here. Just a few other spots, so nothing big. We still got a pretty big house, so don't worry. Snow plowing now, it's all good. That was cause a problem. Not back in at all. My camera does not want to work for me today. I don't know if it's mad at me because I use the gimbal. I still use you for other things, you know. And since summer's come, since I'll probably be going to the pool soon in the summer, I'm gonna be using you for those vlogs. So how about you be a little grateful? Anyway, so I came with a problem. I noticed it wasn't sucking again, and I was wondering what was happening. So I went to check on. So I went to see if it needed to be emptied again, or maybe see if it was clogged, and it wasn't. Or maybe some stuff was getting in the brush roll, because that happens with vacuums that have the brush roll on and off feature. That's the one downfall, is that sometimes it'll cause dirt and whatnot to build up on the roof of the vacuum. But as you can see now, the stuff we vacuumed up is spilled everywhere, and that is because, as I said, the dirt bin, the little holder on the dirt bin broke, and it turns out that the lid here was, when the dirt piled up in the bin, it was causing the lid to press down on the vacuum, causing it to lose suction. And of course, when I opened it, the lid just flopped open because, like I said, it doesn't have a little clip anymore. So, which means I'll probably just get some tape for it for now, because I'm not, like I said, I got a few other things I want to take care of on my other vacuums before I replace something small like this. I don't have any tape for it right now, and I don't want to run around the house looking for it. So now, for the rest of the video, we're going to be using the vacuum that is part of the series that became Dyson's competition, and also the company, my Shark Navigator. This is my Shark Navigator Deluxe, to be exact. And so Um, One thing I've been, and while we're talking, one thing I've been curious about is why didn't Shark keep it going with the cyclones like they did on the Navigator, and then on the what was the Europro version of the Navigator, the green one, as I've heard of. I've never seen it, but I'd love to. And then the Infinity vacuum that they did as well. So I just don't want to. I'm scared if I try to get some of the dirt out, like just brush it out, it might get in the motor. Because as you can see, some of it is getting into where the ball is on the Dyson, and that's where the a motor is. So yep, looks like it's gonna be a whole. I think I might be spending the spring and the summer fixing the dirt bin, preparing my vacuums. Anyway, so yep. Because I don't just want to retire them. That's like some people who do vacuum ASMRs do. No offense to them. They're watching this. Yep. My camera tries to film upside down one more time. Got most of it out. So I'm gonna go ahead and set this back up, and then we're gonna do the rest of it with the Shark. Yeah, as for the Dyson, I figure out what I'll do. I'll probably find some tape at some point, but yep. Okay, so kind of having a bit of a turn of events here. So I don't know if you noticed, but it was kind of my this Shark here wasn't, my Shark Navigator Deluxe wasn't vacuuming well either, and I was wondering, I think there was some dirt on the little cyclone thing that they put instead of the regular cyclones, which is probably why, because like I said, they don't put the cool cyclones on the Navigator like they do on the Deluxe, like they do with the original Navigator. But anyway, so turns out there was just some dirt on it, and then some natural dirt that was vacuumed up. And when I had my deep cleaner use it, guess she forgot to empty it, but who cares, you know? She cleans my house, and it's free because my landlord pays for it. So what do I care? Oh yeah, there we go. It's sucking up some of the on up in here. Guess I could just put my camera over there. Still some kernels missing. I'll just pick those up later. You know what? No, we're not going to do it like that. Well, I have to activate the brush roll. Might need to clean the filter because it was having trouble sucking a little more, but it got him up. Anyway, so that was with the shark. I found some duct tape, so now we're gonna see if I can tape this together and use the Dyson again. Or maybe I'll have to get the shark back out. I don't know. I guess we'll see. You dumb. My camera's being a jerk to me. As you can tell, it did it again. But anyway, so now I got some tape for the Dyson. Hopefully that'll work. See. Now we'll use the shark again. Sorry, y'all. See, I managed to get some tape on it. So with that, as you can see, the tape is holding strong. That's what the rest of what we picked up. I also vacuumed up a few small messes while I was at it. I think there was another spot I missed under the rug, and then I think it missed a few of the kernels. But like I said, when you're a vacuum collector, you vacuum a lot, so it doesn't really bother me. But yeah, as you can see, I managed to fix the Dyson temporarily. I'm definitely gonna have to get a new dirt bin for it. Good news is I don't think it matters if it's doesn't matter what kind of bin it is, since it's a DC-25. So like, even though this is an animal, if I get a if the dirt bin is for like a DC-25 allergen, it won't matter. But anyway, so that was the first vacuum mess video, and I hope you guys enjoyed. And if you did, don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye guys.